All right, ladies and gentlemen, still on the entertainment news. Joe Jonas officially files for divorce.
Be answered right now because I'm like, okay, so they have two different lifestyles, and
Yeah.
I know that they would always say that opposites attract, you
Yeah.
know. But then in these days, it's almost looking like it does not attract any longer. You marry your kind,
Yeah.
and perhaps you can always just flourish together like
Yeah.
that. But then again, when somebody wants to salvage the, the marriage, and it's been taking care of the children, but the other person feels trapped and feels like she just wants to have the carefree life that she's always been having before marriage. I'm thinking, is there any selfishness in this? I understand that if you feel trapped, yes, you could always just find your way out, you get. But I'm just saying that, do I think that there is any selfishness in this? Did you not know what type of person you were before you got married, and then you got into that marriage and you feel like, because of course everybody knows that marriage comes with a lot of responsibilities, especially when you now decide to have children. You're going to be responsible for these children, and you're going to be giving them time and all of this. So I really do not understand this. I get the fact that right now they are parting ways and they are filed for divorce and all of this, but it's just so sad. It's just so pathetic. I mean, think about the children at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I have so much to say, but I mean, let's take a quick break. When we get back, the conversation continues. All right, welcome back, guys. We're just talking about Joe Jonas and
Yes.
Sophie Turner. And I mean, I have so much to say, but I mean, it's still their business, whatever happens. But I feel like the fact that she's saying, I missed out on my youthful years. I mean, you're not even now, you're still very young now. You missed out on your youthful years. It feels to me like
And having children early.
And having children early. You're not the first person to get married young. A lot of people, so marry the person that you love, marry your partner. It will never feel like the years have passed by. It will always feel like you guys have been, young together and do everything together. So for me, it's a bit selfish.
Yes, I know people
it's a bit
change. I know that
selfish.
things change. I know that, marriage might not be easy because, of all the responsibilities. It will not be very different from when people were cutting, and then you could say, okay, you know what, let's go out this day, and you're not living together, and you say, oh, no, let's make it this time and all of this. But everybody knows that once you're getting into marriage, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, especially when you have been tied to another person. Do you understand? I'm not saying that. See, it's just sad.
So
it's just
the,
sad.
the question now is, okay, I mean, they're going separate ways now. and she wants to live a carefree, youthful life,
Yes.
right? So what happens to the kids that?
So he's already looking like, because he's been taking care of the children for the past 3 months, and is the one. So it looks to me like is the one all about that relationship.
About the family.
This lady does not even care, and I would not like in the future for this lady to look back. She's 27, and Jonas is 34. I mean, that's not even bad at all. But I am just saying that I don't like in the future when somebody now looks back and says, oh, especially when the children are now doing well and you feel like you have not been a part of their lives, and then you're now trying to like, she should not do that, so she should think very well, because that thing that is the choco that is in her head that is doing that. No, because people can be very funny in this life. You now be wondering whether there is this, perhaps
Because
they have
at the
some
end of the
mental
day,
health
there are certain people that they didn't start early to even have kids. By the time they now get to that age, they now tell you, oh, you know what, we should have started earlier in a relationship. But at the end of the day, it's to who, what do they call it?
To each his own.
To each his own.
Yeah.
But for her, I just feel like she's being selfish. I mean,
I
this
think
guy,
so. I think
this
so.
guy is putting his all
I
into
think so.
it.
I think so. The other day I saw a video of a particular lady who was crying and was saying that she didn't know that having a kid can be like this, that she just does not want to be responsible for.
Oh, yeah.
That she loves her child, but I think it was postpartum in her own depression in her own case. Yeah. So I don't know whether I can actually really compare the situations, but she was like, she just want to feel responsible for another human. Oh my God. And she was weeping. And I'm like, okay, she actually has options. She can take the child to an orphanage, maybe there are foster parents who would like to take up the child or something like that, or maybe when she comes back to, I know that there can be stress in that, but I think that when people are getting into stuff, have a hint of what's like, no, not hints. When I say hints, that means you're not even having a total knowledge of it. It's like, go and do your research. If you know you're not ready, the guide, get protected. Wear raincoats.
But do you think that maybe she's going through postpartum depression? I mean, she has a 14-month-old child.
It's possible. That's why I said that. It's looking at, sometimes you're like, does this person have a mental health issue? Perhaps they should see, I don't know, but the guy said that he's been trying to salvage the marriage, but this person just wants to, she feels trapped. So please.
For his own happiness too, I think.
So if they are just separated, but this one is already filing for divorce. So yeah. Okay, thank you so much. And it's time to hit the rewind button as we take a look back on this day in entertainment history.